to Debbie Sumrall. She's a deputy sheriff for Shelby County. I met her at the Ministry Security Alliance and found out that they do this kind of stuff, and I thought it'd be great for us. So, Debbie, anything you want to tell us? Thank you. And thank you for coming.
All right, you're very welcome. You can save the applause. It might not be all one of the end. Like Ms. Wanda said, I am a deputy, and I am in community outreach at the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. And I kind of explain that to people. It's everything except for law enforcement. I did patrol investigations for years, and I'm just tickled pink to be in community outreach now. We do a lot of crime prevention, public outreach. I network with other groups. You can follow us on any of our social media. I make a lot of posts. But it is a person that you can reach at the Sheriff's Office with questions, comments, or any needs. Sheriff San Diego has 3 people that are full-time community outreach. It is so near and dear to his heart. So what Ms. Wanda asked me to talk about is kind of personal safety, situational awareness, and I've kind of thought of a presentation that I do, this one, removing the victim element, and it is kind of, it encompasses the whole idea of not getting yourself into a situation where a crime could occur. Y'all just stop me along the way if you have questions, and of course I'll take questions at the end. It'll work. Perhaps I have to do that. Good. There we go. Okay, so it takes, for a crime to occur, you have to have these 3 elements. You have to have a criminal, you have to have a victim, and you have to have the opportunity for the crime to occur. You take away any one of these things, a crime cannot happen. So this presentation talks about removing, we can't remove criminals. We can't ship them off all to Australia like they did years ago. But we can remove the victim. You can remove yourself as a potential victim, and you also can absolutely remove yourself, remove the opportunity for the crime to occur. No matter the situation, no matter where you are, even sitting here in your church fellowship hall, you should be aware of your surroundings. Because criminals are always aware. They're always looking for an opportunity. A thief is always looking to steal something. A predator is always looking for their next victim. They are aware. So we have to be aware as well. This is a family restaurant in Shelby County. This just happened earlier, June 26th. It's kind of blurry because it's a surveillance camera. By the way, if y'all watch CSI, y'all see surveillance cameras on CSI, this is a true surveillance camera. This is what we really have to work with. So, I'll set it up for you. As you can see, the business is pretty slow. There's not a lot of people in here. Our victim has walked away from her table, and she's left her purse sitting on that table. You can kind of see that table has some items on it. You can see the other tables are clear, but this table has some items on it. Hopefully it'll play. Alright, so what you're going to see, this is going second by second. What you're going to see here in a little bit, you see that blur, again, this is true CSI. That is the suspect walking in, and she's approaching the table where this purse is sitting. Alright, so we have opportunity and victim and criminal all right here. She's just disappeared, right? She's gone under the table. You can kind of see under that table, her poking around. You can't see her arm, but she's going to reach up and grab that purse. She's going to stay down there for a little bit. I guess she's going through her purse or seeing what's in there. In a second or so, you're gonna see her head pop up. She's gonna, for some reason, low crawl back away from the table. I guess where she feels safe. She feels like it's safe at this point to get up and walk away from the table. So there's her little head popping up. She's low crawling, continuing to low crawl. And here in a second, she's going to stand up and walk away. So, I show you this because no matter where you are, even in a family restaurant, family establishment, there are people always around looking for opportunities. You hear the saying, offense only keeps honest people out. There's dishonest people walking around looking for an opportunity. And if you give it to them, they'll take it. We're still looking for this lady, by the way, if you happen to recognize her. She was driving a red Mercedes that day. And dispel all stereotypes. They don't help you. You can't look at a person and say, oh, they're a thief, they're not a thief. So we just have to be vigilant, and when we're outside of our safe zone, and I'll talk about that later, we can't give a criminal an opportunity or they'll take it. I'm going to talk about basically kind of two areas today, because there's so much crime that takes place online. So I want to talk to you about your safety online, your situational awareness online, and then I want to talk to you about in person, your situational awareness. So just some definitions here. What is a scam? It's a mass marketing fraud which exploits mass communication media, some sort of media, whether it's phone, email, snail mail, advertisements, and its purpose is to commit a crime. And there's all different types of crimes that they commit. Just some stats, estimates are 36 billion each year is stolen due to financial abuse and or exploitation. Fraud, which is one of the crimes that is perpetrated online, is a big problem, and it's very underreported too. You have a lot of people who are embarrassed that don't report it to us. More than 8 in 10 have been solicited for fraudulent offers. How many of y'all have been solicited?
You got a fax that, right?
Yeah. I have multiple times. These are 2013 stats, by the way, from the FBI Complex Financial Crimes Division. So it's more than that, definitely. 50 billion lost to fraud each year. And they do target the older population. Why? Well, because they have nest eggs, they have savings accounts, they also, God love them, start to suffer from dementia, Alzheimer's, and just loneliness as well. So, and they're usually home when you call.
And they're not tech savvy.
Yes, yeah, that's possible as well, yeah. There's all kind of scams out there right now. We have been a part of this active warrant scam. Right now, there's individuals calling saying, hey, this is a so-and-so, and they might even pull a name off the internet. Hey, this is Deputy Sumrall from the Shelby County Sheriff's Office. You have an active warrant. If you just send the money to this location, we'll take care of it for you. And then they'll give you a phone number. They'll spoof our number. So on your caller ID, it says 669-4181.
They do that.
You can look at it online. There's free software to do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Um,
That'd be awful.
Haven't you noticed, you're getting telemarketer calls from area
Yeah.
code
Yeah.
205? Yeah, and it works for a second, and you're like, oh, that's the Birmingham number, hello?
Yeah.
And they've even set up, for this latest scam involving us, they set up a return phone number with a voicemail. There's the grandpa sweepstakes. It's too good to be true, it is too good to be true. There's scams where they're actually just using you to launder money. They want you to put money in your savings account or your checking account for them.
Your long lost relative, had no relatives.
Yep,
When I
Yep.
died.
yep. There's all kind of, you'll get an email for a coupon. Pizza Hut coupon was going around a while back, and if you clicked on it, malware, malicious software was installed on your computer.
Chick-fil-A did that too.
Oh, did they? Yeah. You name it. There's a scam out there for it. So when you're, and the quickest, easiest thing to do, it works every time. First of all, hang up, delete, or ignore what you're getting. If Microsoft has sent you an email saying that your computer has been compromised, please respond with your username and password. Call Microsoft. Get online and find their customer service and call them. Go back to the source. Don't use the number or the email or whatever, or the link that they've given you in the suspicious email, but go to the official site for Shelby County Sheriff's Office or IRS, and get your bank. You will get calls from your bank. Go back to the source and say, hey, I got this phone call, hey, I got this communication. Is it true? And of course, 9 times out of 10, it won't be. That works in any scam situation. If you go back, if you end the current communication, whether it's phone or email, and you go to the original source and ask them. Works every time. And of course, report the scam to local law enforcement. Most of the time, it's not a local offender, but please still let us know about it. It may be. And the Federal Trade Commission. FTC.gov, federaltradeCommission.gov. They are a wonderful wealth of information on online scams. You can search. You can say you've got that Pizza Hut coupon, you're like, you can enter that in, and they'll tell you if it's a reported scam. They stay on top of things. They shut things down as quickly as they can. So they need you to report it to them as well. So they know about it. You can sign up for scam alerts, and they'll send you an email. They send me an email 3 or 4 times a week telling me of the current scam that's going on, or some other educational video or link or whatever. They'll send you free literature. It's a wonderful source of information for you. And they also are linked to identitytheft.gov. An awful lot of people are a victim of identity theft when they've clicked on an email, malware's been installed on their computer, or somehow someone's infiltrated their computer, they got their passwords, or there's handheld skimmers people have, and you can just merely walk through a public place and they've got your information off your credit card, or you slid your credit card through at a gas station and have a skimmer on it. It goes on, the list goes on and on and on, but a lot of people are victims of identity theft. This will, you report it here, and it spells out what you need to do. there's a lot that you have to do if you are a victim of identity theft. You have to be proactive, you have to get after it. There's all kind of documents on here. There's documents that you can print out and give to your bank, to the sheriff's office, your local law enforcement. It has a whole plan on what you need to do, so that way you know you don't miss anything. You've done your due diligence. They will help you as best they can.
Do y'all think the LifeLock and those type of companies help somebody watch their identity theft and prevent it from happening?
I've never researched them. You know, you can do the same thing. You can run your credit once a month. You can, get online with your banking and look at it, every day. You can have, you can keep your address and phone number updated with your credit cards. You can really do the same thing. And here's the thing, if you've done your due diligence and you've reported that there's a charge on your credit card that you didn't make, and you've downloaded these forms and you've sent them to your credit card company, you reported it to the police department. After that, the credit card company takes ownership of that crime, and they're the victim. You're no longer the victim. In most cases, if it looks like it's reputable and you actually were a victim, and you can prove that, then they take over the charge, they refund your money, and they become the victim. So it may be that those are great and wonderful, and if you're too busy to monitor your own finances, but you can do it on your own. And I guess it's kind of like, I don't know, repairing a toilet. You can pay a plumber to repair your toilet, but you can go to Home Depot and buy everything you need and teach yourself how to do it.
Well, I'm going to Home Depot.
It's a dirty job.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention online dating, online romances. There's an awful lot of people that use Match.com, all these other places to meet people. Great and wonderful, but realize, just like there's thieves walking around restaurants, there's predators online. In fact, the days of the creepy predator and the white panel van riding around the neighborhood are gone. That's slow picking to them. They are online. They're trying to make contacts with the kids online, build a rapport there, and in some way get an address and set up a meeting. Same thing with adults. You don't know who you're really talking to. Show you a quick video by ftc.gov.
Looking for love in all the right places? Are popular dating sites, mobile apps, and social networking sites? Looking for love in all the right places? Looking for love in all the right places? Like popular dating sites, mobile apps, and social networking sites? Ron seems like a perfect match for you. He's thoughtful. He says he can't live without you. He says he's from the U.S. but works out of the country. He says he wants to visit but says he can't afford it. He asks you to send him money. Last month it was medical bills for his sick aunt. This month he needs money to fix his car. Next month, who knows? Ron wants your money. Don't send it. The person pretending to be Ron is a scammer. He'll tell you anything to get you to wire cash right away. He'll never run out of excuses. If an online love interest asks you for money, walk away, no matter how compelling the story. Report scams at ftc.gov/imposters.
How easy is it for a scamster to go through people's profiles and see someone who's been on Match.com for 3 years and has got a little desperation in their tone, all of a sudden start giving this person all kind of attention, send them pictures of their beautiful, fit man or woman, and just constant communication. And how easy is it for them to at some point, hey, I'd love to come visit you, but I live in France, can you help me with the plane ticket? And just work on it. They'll work on it for a long time. Now they're working probably 15 to 20 other people at the same time. And they're throwing that rod and reel out there. They're throwing the bait out there. And at some point someone will take it. And they do well. Scamsters do really well. So while I had to shut down my presentation, this is kind of a dated video that skit that Saturday Night Live did, but it's still very applicable. It's turning.
What's up, everybody? I am pumped to welcome you to the Learning Annex's MySpace and You seminar. Today we're going to help you guys set up a MySpace page so that you can communicate with more than 6 million young people currently in the MySpace community. Okay, let's get started. This is a slightly older group than I was expecting.
Well, I admit I'm not here to start my own MySpace page. My daughter is spending all of her time on it, so I thought I should see what all this hullabaloo is about.
Okay, and the rest of you? What she said? Yeah. Fair enough. Now the first step in creating your MySpace page is to fill out your profile, things like your name, sex, and age.
With the age thing, could my child put a different age than his actual age?
Yeah, I guess I could.
MySpace doesn't have a way to police that?
Not really.
So if my son was 45, he could say he was 15?
Your son is 45?
I said if he was 45. Hypothetical.
Well, yeah, technically you could say any age you wanted, but why would you do that?
Well, sometimes people from one age group feel more comfortable around people of another age group. Maybe you want to put what age his soul is and not what age he actually is.
Well, I am worried that my daughter and her friends are putting older ages, so that they can seem more mature. Do you gentlemen have the same worries with your kids?
Yes. Alright, you can also film things like your taste in music or favorite movies. This way you can get people with similar tastes.
Oh, my goodness. This music my daughter listens to. I don't know how she listens to it. Must be a generational thing.
I have a question. Yeah, go ahead. What kind of music does your daughter listen to?
Let's see. Well, she listens to a lot of this band called Fall Out Boy.
Okay, now let's move on. I'm sorry, real quick. Is Fall Out Boy 1, 2, or 3 words?
Oh, I don't know.
I found it's 3 words.
Another fun part of MySpace is figuring out a screen name. One common approach is to use some variation of your name in the year that you were born. So, for instance, mine is DJ Danny 1979. It's a good way to give people a little more info on who you are.
Well, I don't want to date myself, fellas, but you can call me Nancy 1966.
Nice work. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Chadster 1991?
1,991 is my favorite number.
Okay, well, Chad,
My name is Larry.
okay, Larry, well, if you put 1991 in there, it might make people think you're 15.
Well, that's a risk I'm trying to take. I really like the number.
Okay? Yeah, what else we got? How about over here? 9th grade skater boy.
Skater Boy was my fraternity nickname.
Spelled like the Avril Lavigne song?
Yeah.
And like I said, that's dated, but it's still very relevant. And what he says several times is MySpace is not police, and that's true for any and all social media. Facebook is historically not friendly with law enforcement. There's several social media like Kik that's in Canada. We have no jurisdiction. The only social media that I've had a contact, even just a contact to go to, is Nextdoor. And it's because it's developed for neighborhoods, for neighborhood safeties. Facebook was developed to date for people to be able to see what other people look like. A lot of them, like I said, are not law enforcement friendly. We don't have jurisdiction. And then once something is posted online, it's gone. Unless we're standing right there with one person shares it with another, and we can grab those two phones, and it's shared amongst the phones. If it's on the web, it's gone, and we can't help people. We can't help these kids that post and give too much information, or heaven forbid, send pictures. Same thing with online dating scams. A lot of times, if someone has been duped into sending money, they've sent it to a Western Union out of the country or some location out of the country, and we have no connection. We have no jurisdiction. We can't really do anything. We can't get it back for you. So situational awareness, safety online is very, very important. Before we move on to in-person crimes, do y'all have any questions? And I do much longer presentation on social media safety or internet safety. Yes, sir.
I got a question. I don't know how familiar you are with them, but you mentioned before the skimmers.
Mm-hmm.
How sensitive are they? You said that somebody could just walk through a crowd. What's the distance? I mean, most guys, they'll carry their wallet in their back pocket.
Yeah.
How close do they have to get? Across the room? Within a foot? Does the card have to have a chip on it, or will it work with an old credit card, a regular credit card without a chip?
I don't know the answers to some of your questions, but what I'm told is that they have to be relatively close, so within maybe 10 feet.
That's still a lot of people.
Yeah, you can grab a lot of information. If you're really worried about it, you can buy these magnetic cases that you can put your cards in, and they can't read them.
Yeah, the only problem with the magnetic ones is they're metal, and
Right,
they don't expand.
right.
Aluminum foil, you've got aluminum wrapped in
I
aluminum.
don't know if that will work or not. You could search online, yeah. But, there's,
Pipe.
yeah, it may work. And that's the old argument, what are we going to pay more attention to? Our quality of life, our everyday living, or safety precautions, If I'm looking to build a fence around my yard for my little dog, if it's for my little dog, I'm just doing it waist high, and that's all I need, because I still want to see the neighborhood, I still want to see the trees, if I live near the beach or the mountains. If I'm really, really worried about security, keep people getting in, then I may want to build a higher fence. So it's really just whatever your particular needs and your particular concerns are. But at some point, if you're affecting your quality of life, or if you're a business and you're affecting your customers, just keep a watch on your credit. Keep a watch on your bank account, and if it does happen to you, you can catch it quickly. And like I said, the company will become the victim. You have a good question. Any other questions? All right. Let's move over to in-person crimes. Just like a burglar goes through their neighborhood looking for an easy target, criminals look for easy targets among a group of people. The purse in the restaurant is an easy target. If a robber is looking for someone who's alone by themselves at night, engrossed in their phone, they're looking for something that will be a success. But you can do a lot of things to not present yourself as an easy target. This is called Cooper's Color Code, and this is kind of your situational awareness stages. I'll read this to you because it's kind of far away from here. In white, you are unprepared and unready to take action. You should really never be white unless all your doors are locked, your alarm system's on, you're laying in bed. And even then, you need to be ready to change if need be. There's just very few situations in life and that we are in the white zone. Definitely never in public. Not even sitting in your church. You do not need to be in the white zone. What we and other people recommend is that you are always in the yellow zone. You're prepared, alert, but you're still relaxed. You have good situational awareness. If you're sitting in your church, you know where the exits are. You know what to do if a fire breaks out. You know who to contact if you have a medical emergency. You know what your best options are if you have a violent intruder. You're ready to act, but you're relaxed. Orange is there's an alert to a probable danger. There's something you've picked up on that could be a potential threat to you, and you're watching it. Red, you are taking action. There is a threat, and it's coming after you. You're focused on the emergency at hand. And when you go in the black, your heart rate is up. You've lost your fine motor skills. Your body is preparing for a threat, an imminent threat, and it can overcome you. If you're out in the public in white, like this crew is, it's going to bite you in the butt. I hope after this picture was taken, nothing bad happened. but you just cannot be out in public in the white. We just cannot be in the white. And I'm bad with it, I'm bad, just as bad as anyone else. When we're focused on something, sitting in our car, you're in the white. You're not ready to take action. You're not paying attention. So let's talk more about where we want you, sitting here right now. You're relaxed, but you're aware. If you hear something, if that door opens, hopefully you're turning your head and looking. You should be difficult to surprise. You should be aware if you hear someone walking up behind you, or a table or a chair move. You know where the people all around you, you know who they are. If they're strangers, you're maintaining your personal space. If you don't know that they're a safe person, you're maintaining what we call a reactionary gap. And we recommend about 6 feet. If for some reason, if it's like a total stranger, like if it's someone walked up asking for money, or some sort of help at the church, and you got an uneasy feeling about them, you need to start going up into orange. But if that's the case, you're not backing yourself in the corner. You're not allowing them to come into an office and you're sitting down behind a desk. You're not allowing them to block the exit. Things like that. You're ready at any moment to go to orange, red, or go up to black as well. This is a situation we do at some training at the sheriff's office, where we put people in the orange. It's an ATM scenario, and we have, this is a deputy, Stu. When he's doing this class, we call him Scary Stu. He walks up to individuals who are attempting to make a transaction at the ATM, and he's pushy. He asks for money, and he pushes them. If they say no, he keeps arguing with them. If they just turn around, and this young lady, this is where she let him get this close to her, and she just backed up against the wall and kept talking to him. And he put his arm up there, and he had her cornered in. You don't want to, once you've identified this threat or identified something, you've identified a specific target, someone's drawn your attention, you need to be in that orange stage, ready to go to red if necessary. So again, remember, alert to probable danger, ready to take action. Does that make sense to everybody?
Would you say she went to red when you put the arm up?
No, she totally backed up
She
against the
put
wall.
herself in a, all right, how could she have handled that to not put herself?
I'll talk about that. Yeah. What we talk about orange, where something has drawn your attention. Something's odd. I'll use Walmart as an example. I got a call when I was on patrol in 2013 of a guy who was exposing himself while driving on 31. And he got a lady who had 2 preteens in the back of her. It was a dual cab truck. She was driving, the 2 preteens were in the back of the dual cab truck. He hovered around her car until he got those girls' attention. He was in a little car, they were in a truck, and he exposed himself to her. They went into Hoover while she didn't know that he had exposed himself, but she knew that he wouldn't leave. He was driving up real close, real beside her, so she called 911, went into Hoover, and I'm sitting at the Helen Hoover line. I C2 Hoover units fly past me. Well, we had sent the information to them and they saw it. So we got him pulled over and are talking to this, and he's agreed, 100% agreed. We know we got him dead to rights the way he's acting. My phone starts blowing up, and a wife of a Pelham officer says, "Why do y'all have him stopped? He was in Walmart. He was following me around. He was creeping on me. He wouldn't leave me alone." Well, she was aware enough of her surroundings. She was on an aisle by herself. This was like 7 o'clock in the morning. He had gone to Walmart first to try and find a victim there. He didn't have anything in her hands. Now nothing about this should alert you. She's got a buddy. She's obviously buying stuff. She's on a toy aisle with a child. This makes sense. This isn't the gentleman, but this is what he was doing that day. He had nothing in his hands, no shopping cart. He was by himself in Walmart at a little after 7 a.m. and he was creeping around this lady. She was shopping. She at one point was, I watched the whole video. She picked up some items and put her on in her buggy, and he was right there beside her, paying attention. Well, she was paying attention. She was keeping her distance. She was stopping what she was doing at times to keep her distance. She didn't take her eyes off of him. At one point, she put her hand on her gun in her purse. He picked up on the fact that she wasn't going to be a victim that day. She wasn't giving him an opportunity. And he left Walmart. He went down 31 and he found an opportunity there, but we called him engineer, lived in a nice neighborhood, worked for a vehicle manufacturer company. So again, stereotypes. Don't judge people and think you're safe just by their clothes or their appearance. Look at their behaviors. Look at their behaviors. If they're making you feel uneasy, something might be wrong. What can we do though if we just can't avoid the situation? It's out of our control. We've done everything right. We just can't avoid it. Keep a good distance from the person, like I said. Keep that tactical advantage. Be assertive. We teach this in our women's safety class to not be polite, not be southern. You know, if someone is coming up in your personal space and making you uneasy, ma'am, get back. Ma'am, stop. Sir, stop. And I do it when I was on patrol. People would walk too close to me, and I would back up, because I was writing a report or something, and I would back up, and finally I'd tell them, like, look, I'm going to keep backing up if you don't stop walking up to me. If they're making you feel uneasy, if they're violating social norms, all right, we all know, even if you've never heard that term before, you know what a social norm is. A polite distance, a polite tone of voice, respectful. If they are asking you for money, you said no, and they're like, okay, yes ma'am, that's fine. When they're making you uneasy and they're violating social norms, you get assertive. And you tell them, and back off, go away. No, I said no. With the ATM scenario, the best thing to do is, as Scary Stu is walking up, first of all, give him your attention, turn around. If he keeps, hey, don't get any closer to me, what do you want? Because it's a violation of a social norm to walk up to someone at an ATM. So if they're breaking that rule to begin with, you gotta assume they're gonna break more rules. As he asked for money, people can say different things, but, my church is downtown Birmingham, and we go out to lunch afterwards, and we encounter people that ask for money. I say, no, I don't give money to strangers, and I keep walking. With the ATM scenario, that's what I do. I say, no, I don't give money to strangers, and I'll walk away. Now, I don't turn my back to him, but I get out of there. So, And you should always choose to run or get away if you can. If again, you've done everything right and they're still coming after you, they're trying to get close to you, they're trying to rob you or attack you, always choose run. Always choose run. If you have a way out, always take it. And if you can't get away, you do have a right to defend yourself. And we teach an 8-hour course on women's self-defense. The first part of it, a lot of it is more situational awareness. And then the second half of it is we do scenarios, and then we teach some self-defense. Self-defense is a perishable skill. We can teach you how to get out of a chokehold, but if you don't practice it weekly, when you are really in a chokehold and you get that adrenaline dump and your sympathetic nervous system activates, are you going to remember something that you practiced 2 years ago? Once? No. So always choose run, unless you're a martial arts black belt. Always choose run. We are, I'll take questions in a second. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Nextdoor. I try to post crime prevention tips on there, and then we post all our press releases on Facebook, so you can keep up with what's going on too. At shelbyso.com, we have more crime prevention tips, and you can sign up for any of the classes, the free classes that we offer. We have a firearm safety course, Citizens Academy, women's self-defense, and then we have other classes every now and again that we do as well. But y'all, I left my cards on the table. Are there any questions? I know you were going to have a question about a taser.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a coworker and he's a Jan. He advised me it's really kind of a false sense of security. He said it really been good.
It depends on what you want it for. And I don't know what kind of taser you have, but there's two elements of a taser. There's pain compliance, and then there's motor dysfunction.
This one has an alarm on it. And I mainly call it one of the because I actually thought I was a weird man.
Yeah. That is just a pain compliance. So, keep in mind the person you're using it against, if they are intolerant of pain because of drugs,
It's not all stuff.
anger, mental illness. People with schizophrenia have a lower pain tolerance, autism have a lower pain tolerance. So if the person is enraged during high, that's just going to make them even more angry. Now, if it's someone that's not, and that hurts, they will get off of you. Taser.com, TASER.com. They sell tasers to the public, and they are actually higher voltage and longer than the ones we carry. What we carry shoots out 2 probes, and it connects the current in between the probes, and it causes motor dysfunction. So it doesn't matter if you're high, angry, in a mental illness rage. If you have muscles, it affects you. As long as you're connecting the current. As long as one probe hasn't missed, or they're not wearing a heavy jacket, and it's not really connecting. Ours cycle for 5 seconds at 50,000 volts. The one public, I think it goes up to like 30 seconds it cycles. Because it's meant, and it's pumping those volts in them, because it's meant for you to hit them and for you to use those 30 seconds to get out of there.
Okay. And the ones that you can buy at taser.com still have some 2 prongs.
Yes, it shoots those probes out. And then you also can use it as a drive stun, which is what you have to. So if the probes don't work and you're still in the fight for your life, you can continue to give them pain with repeated shocks. But it has a laser sight on it. You can point it, pull the trigger, you can use it. And it's the same price as a gun. So if you would rather have a debilitating shock weapon that doesn't kill them unless they're standing in gasoline, or you shock them on the edge of a cliff, if you'd rather go that route, then you're going to pay about the same thing as you are for a small gun. I'll just go ahead and discuss guns. You get what you pay for, and what do you want it for? And what's useful in your day-to-day life. I have my backup gun is a little .380 gun that I keep in my purse. And it's all it's meant for is to get someone off of me or get someone off someone else. Close range, loud noise. It absolutely can kill someone, but I'm not going to use that to shoot across my congregation on Sunday morning if an active shooter comes in. It's practical for me to be able to carry in my purse and at least have a little something. For home protection, you definitely need a larger caliber gun. A shotgun is great because you rack that thing and it gets people's attention. And you put birdshot in it and you don't have to even remotely aim it at the person.
You just shoot.
You just shoot. Yeah. And it spreads out, and then a slug will stop anything. But it's just whatever you're using it for. So you had a question?
I think you might have answered it. I'm a little hard of hearing, so we may already address this. Yeah, I missed it. But could you talk a little bit about the speed at which an assault can go down?
Oh, like that?
Well, the
Yeah.
drill, 7 seconds, that whole
Yeah.
deal, but
Yeah.
could you address that a little bit?
Yeah, and that's why I talk about a reactionary gap with people, 6 feet. I don't know how many ninjas we encounter, but people that are highly trained, they can close a gap of 20 feet just like that. Think about how fast someone can run towards you, and they can catch you off guard. But what you need to do at minimum is keep 6 feet distance and keep an eye on someone. Never turn their back.
Just because they're a child, but maybe they don't run.
Yeah.
Not run, it's not, my mother's in the First Presbyterian downtown. And some 9 and 10-year-old boys knocked her down and stole the purse. She's more worried about it being in the paper and rage than
Oh, yeah. The important, keep an eye on people. The minute you see them, pay attention to them.
It helps to have a spouse who's got your back too.
Yeah. Let them know that you're looking at them. Make eye contact, speak to them. Don't take your eyes off of them. So at least if they are going to turn around and charge you, at least you'll have a few seconds to prepare yourself or run, grab whatever out of your purse.
Throw the darn thing out.
Yeah.
It's heavy enough, it'll knock anything out.
Well, a big part of what we teach about active shooter response is distraction techniques. In everything we do, as I am picking up this water bottle, I am observing, orienting, observe, orient, decide, act. OODA. It's a OODA loop. Our brain does it a gazillion times. I am observing the bottle. I'm orienting. Okay, my computer's here. It's here. I'm deciding to take in a sip of water, and I'm acting. So, thieves, intruders, bad people, they're on their OODA loop too. If you throw them off their OODA loop, they stop. So, active shooters, I'll just use that example, they expect to enter a building or enter somewhere and get helpless people that are under a table, praying that they won't be shot or killed. If you throw them off of that, if you throw a chair at them, as you see them, it's going to throw them off their OODA loop. And you could use that opportunity to run away, or to get a whole bunch of you together and pile on them. Do what we call it is a polyester pylon, when there's 15 or so of us police officers that jump on the person. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, I enjoyed it, and if y'all can think of anything else, I'll be glad to come back. Yeah, you're very welcome. Very welcome. And I'll look at that. 4 minutes is fair.
You're good.
I will send this to you. Have you emailed me this one? Okay. All
Our
right.
first contact was email.
Okay. All right. I will send this. If you don't hear from me by tomorrow afternoon, say hey. Send me the presentation, please.
Before y'all leave, let's have a word of prayer for AJ.
Yeah.
Okay. And Cameron's friend. Y'all want to?
Yes, please.
Dear Heavenly Father, come to you tonight, Lord, giving you praise and glory, and knowing that you're the all-powerful God that you are. But we come to you asking for a healing for AJ, Lord, that only you can do. And we ask you to be with him, Lord. He's sick and he's hurting, and the whole family's worried about him, Lord. And we know you're in control. We know you're the great physician. And we ask that you just heal him, Lord, as only you can. Be with the family, be with Felicia and Kurt. But Lord, we ask you to do this for them, Lord. He's a good kid. He loves you. He's here every Sunday. Just heal him, Lord, and bring him back home where he needs to be. And Lord, just thank you for this group of people here tonight. And thank you for Debbie coming and spending time with us, Lord. And we pray that we keep this in our hearts and minds. And Lord, we pray we never have to use it. But you're an awesome God. We love you. In Christ's name, we ask this, please. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, yeah, Lord. P.S. Carmen's friend. I forgot Carmen's friend. I'm sorry. I forgot. My guy's got P.S.
Might get a lot of Carmen's friend.
Her flat name.
Her flat legs.